Hi, this is Danae, and today's video is all about how to practice fast passages. Almost every piano piece has one or many more fast passages, and I find that there are some very effective ways that you can practice them in order to progress quickly and in order to feel very comfortable playing them. I think that just playing the fast passages fast again and again and again and repeating them doesn't really get you anywhere, at least not anywhere quickly. So today I'm going to share with you some of my methods and what has helped me to learn fast passages very quickly and to feel very comfortable and at home when playing them on stage. So in the beginning, I just practice the passage slowly, and also I try to practice the hands separately. One of my main exercises that I do is to divide the passage into little sections. So let's say this passage right here is made up of sections of 4. So there are always 4 16th notes after each other. So I will play 4 notes slowly and then 4 notes fast. And then again, 4 notes slowly, 4 notes fast, and alternate the tempo between the sections. Then I will switch around. So if I started with a slow 4-note section, I will now start with a fast 4-note section. This same exercise can be done in many different ways. So for example, you could take 2 slow notes and 6 fast notes, depending on how your passage is built. So let's say you had triplets, then you could do 2 and 4, 3 and 3, or 3 and 6. For me, this passage that is made up of 4, 4, 4, it makes sense to do 4, 4, 2, 6, 6, 2, turn it around, and try to play with that a little bit. I find that this exercise really helps you to get that passage into the fingers quickly and to just feel comfortable while playing it. Another one of my favorite exercises actually is to play the note that's coming up next twice. So I play one note, then repeat the note twice, then let go of the first note, repeat the next note twice, then let go of that note, repeat the next note twice, and so on. This also really helps you get your fingers independent and to just feel comfortable playing that passage. It kind of gives your muscles the instructions where they have to go, and over time you will feel that this passage is really starting to feel automatic and you can just play it without even really thinking about it. Another exercise that I do is to practice the passage as if it had dots. So always play one dotted note and then play the other note quickly, and then the next one dotted, the other one quickly again. And again, switch that around. That way the weight between your fingers is distributed evenly. Practicing dotted also is one of my key exercises when practicing fast passages. Another exercise that I really value a lot is to practice it super slowly. And when you press the first note, the finger for the next note that is coming up is already lying on top of the key. So as you can see here, I'm playing the first note and my next finger is already lying on the key, not pressing it yet, but is already on top of it. Then when you press that finger and the key is down, the next one is already prepared, lying on top of the other key, and so on and so on. While that one finger is prepared and is very active, the other ones are supposed to be extremely relaxed. That way you also kind of sort out your brain and you really know which note exactly comes next, and you train your finger to really know that blindly, and it really becomes part of your subconscious. Another thing that I like to do is to just divide the passage up into sections and practice those sections. So just like before when we did fast, slow, now you all do it in one tempo, but you just stop every 4 notes, for example, or later every 8 notes. So you can also double that section in length until you have the full passage. Another exercise that I find very helpful is when you have a passage that goes only upwards, for example, and doesn't have this arpeggio style, to always add one note to the passage. So you start with 2, then you go on to 3, then you go on to 4, and you just add one note every time. That way you slowly build up to the entire passage and it doesn't feel so scary or kind of undoable. important thing is to practice the hand that doesn't have the fast notes separately. I find that very often we really focus on practicing the one hand that is playing, let's say, the difficult stuff, and we forget to practice the other hand. And then when we put the hands together, we kind of don't understand why it's still not working. Well, that is because we are so preoccupied with our brain, with playing that difficult stuff, that we can't even focus on the other hand that is doing the, let's say, quote unquote, easy stuff. So you really need to practice the hand that is accompanying or that is playing the notes that are not part of the fast passage separately, and also kind of try to make that an automatic procedure so that that hand really knows blindly where to go. So here you can see I'm practicing the left hand, not just the octaves, but also just the chords, which are fairly easy, just so that my hand knows very securely, okay, now it's this harmony, now it's this harmony, and I can put all my focus on my right hand that is doing all the fast notes and all the difficult stuff when I'm playing it on stage. If you have a moment in a fast passage where the thumb goes under the other fingers, which happens pretty often if you have arpeggios or if you're playing scales, this is something that I sometimes practice separately if I feel a little bit uncomfortable with that particular fingering. And what I do there is I take the two notes that are right at that moment, so let's say third finger and the thumb, play them slowly, and then I add one note on each side. So one note before, so let's say 2, 3, one note after the thumb. So 2, 3, 1, 2, and I play that slowly and faster. And that way, always adding one note to each side, I increase until I have the whole passage of, let's say, arpeggios, like in this case. And of course, once you've practiced all these different exercises, it also helps to gradually increase the tempo. So put both hands together, start out pretty slowly, then try kind of a medium tempo, and then slowly increase the tempo until you're at the very final tempo that you actually want to play the whole passage in. So these were my main tips on how I practice fast passages and what I do to feel comfortable when I play them on stage. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!